Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I got 3 Nerf guns here. These belong to my nephew. He just had a birthday and we had Nerf gun war and we realized a few of his guns weren't working correctly. So I said, hey, let me take them back home and see if I can't get them working. Today we'll be starting with this one and we're going to do these ones in another video. So we'll set those off to the side. This one here is the Elite 2.0 Commander. Let me show you what's happening. So this Elite 2.0 Commander Edition Nerf gun here, it's got a rotary style magazine like a revolver sitting here, and you load the Nerf bullets in there, and then you pull this top part, and when you pull the top part, this is supposed to rotate to the next gun, but it doesn't rotate like it's supposed to. So there's a spring or something in there that's supposed to keep it going to the next one, and it's not doing it correctly, or at least not good enough. So we're gonna split it apart and see what it's gonna take to fix it. If there's something broken, I have no idea. I've never taken these apart before, but I can't imagine that they're that complicated. So let's dig in. That sock comes off. That's pretty cool. There's a screw behind there. That's what was holding me up. Let's see if it'll come apart any easier now. That's not splitting apart like I thought it would. Alright, this thing's been kind of a pain, but I'm finally getting somewhere. Taking a screwdriver along the back side of here, and then you kind of twist the screwdriver and kind of pop things free. And I seem to be making some progress. Trying to be as cautious as I can. I don't want to break it, otherwise this is going to be for nothing. It sounds really bad when you do it, so hopefully stuff on the inside is not coming apart. It has to come off. There it goes. Finally, I believe I've figured out kind of how this mechanism works. So this is half of the cocking mechanism, and it sits in there like so. Pretend like this half of the gun is on there already. Oh, almost forgot the trigger. I think that sits in there, sort of like that, possibly. Oh. Okay. Oop. Anyway, yeah, like that. Okay, so as you pull this whole mechanism back, you got a spring inside here that actually it has an O-ring, like a plunger, and that's what produces the actual push to push the dart out. Now the rotating assembly has this little gear mechanism, and as you pull this lever back at the same time, it rotates that back. And it just doesn't seem, there it goes, it's working. So when I open this up, there's a spring inside here, and that was bulged out. Now I've put it back down in there, and it sort of seems to be working a little bit better. It still kind of gets stuck sometimes, but maybe some lubrication. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I pulled the mechanism out. It's not moving very smoothly. So this is the whole trigger and shooting bolt mechanism. There's a spring plunger O-ring in here. You pull that back, spring pressure pushes it, shoots the dart. This whole barrel kind of comes undone like that. And then this is the whole rotating assembly. And that's supposed to be pushed in after you let go and pull the trigger. It's supposed to do that and rotate the barrel. But it's just either it's too weak or there's something in here that's stopping it from moving slowly. So you can force it like that and it rotates okay, but it just seems to be having a hard time. So I'm wondering if I can get in the back of this somehow and see if I can't get a better eye on what's going on here. There it goes. All right, that's it, fully disassembled. It looks like this little piece here slides down and moves it and rotates it like that. I don't see, right now I don't really see any damage. Spring in there is working. Some sand in here. Maybe I'll blow the sand out and see if that helps it any. Okay, so this is the spring that pushes the mechanism back this way to force this to rotate. And so I've taken and I've stretched it out a bit without being too excessive. And I'm hoping that by doing that, it gives it a bit more force to push the barrel back or push the rotating assembly back. I don't know. We'll see. There we go. Okay. Now let's see if I can get that spring in there. Now that I've stretched it. Ooh. Come on. Maybe if I just bend it out. There we go. Oh yeah. That is going way better actually. Okay, I've got all the mechanism inside the, I don't know what to call this, just the pin, the barrel, I don't know, little locking mechanism. You gotta make sure that that piece there is facing down because it hooks onto the trigger mechanism over here when it gets pulled back. Alright, got it all mostly back together, got the trigger on here. This is working, now that I stretched the spring out, it's working way better. I also sanded down the journal it rides on here a little bit with some sandpaper. I'm not sure if that affected it at all. So, last things left before I button this up. There's this piece that goes back here that holds the bolt. When you pull this back and the spring holds it in place, it sits right on that little edge right there. So when you pull the trigger like that, this slides down and releases the bolt to go forward. And so there's a little spring in here that every time you try to put it down in there, it falls off. So I'm going to put a piece of tape around it to hold the spring in place and then place it down in there. There. Then you can pull the tape off. So now when you pull the trigger back, oh, twang, like that. Yeah. Here. Trying to hold it. So that's what you want right there, springy up. You want spring up. There. Double check everything's in place. The spring here for the cock mechanism. And then now we can put the other half on. These two parts go there, and then while you got the one half on, you can see the bolt inside there moving. That's what you want right there. And then you put the spring. Where'd my pick go? There it is. Get the spring out of this little cavity. Then you put the spring over that part there. So it's gonna look like that. That spring is going to pull it back. See that? You see that piece moving inside there? That's the bolt moving. And then once you got that established, then you can put the other half of that on there. Make sure everything lines up, which is sometimes easier said than done. There we go. Clicks into place. Okay. So now, boom, done. Now all I gotta do is put the screws back in, and that's finished. Alright, and that's how I repaired the Nerf gun Commander Elite 2.0. So, thanks guys for watching, appreciate it very much. If you enjoy what I do on this channel, please consider subscribing and maybe, hit that like button every once in a while. Alright, we'll see you in the next one.